Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. Today is our day 9 of a 60 days campaign. Now this morning I received a very tragic news, but to the glory of God Almighty and the Lady Mary, it was not that tragic, because my deputy had a ghastly motor accident this early morning, but he was unhurt. He just had some pain in his neck, and then he has gone to the hospital. And I was the first person he contacted after that accident. He could have lost his life. There was a car that was stationed on the highway with no hazard light on, and then he got close to the car, and in an attempt to avoid the stationary vehicle, and he swerved. It was a 3-lane, and then as he swerved his car, a truck, what we call trailer in Nigeria, just ran through his car, and the car somersaulted several times, but he came out unhurt. This happened in the United States of America, and it's my deputy is going to have his PhD very soon. He's going to start his PhD, and he's a very, very interesting guy, and very brilliant as well. So we were very grateful to God that his life was saved. And this is in addition to say to you that you don't have to be afraid to speak up your mind. You do not need to say that, oh, because somebody is going to assassinate you, so you allow the injustice against the Yoruba nation to just move by. And then all of you knew recently that we lost Pius Adesomi. Pius Adesomi and I, when he was alive, we never agreed. I disagree with his view because he was pro one Nigeria. And even, as a matter of fact, he blocked me on Facebook, he blocked me on Twitter, because I contested an article he wrote about Offa and Okunland, rather, which I disagree with totally. But he spoke his mind out, and unfortunately, we lost him in a plane crash. Even though he was pro-one Nigeria, which I disagree with, but he's no longer with us today. And there is this man, Farmer Kinwa, who was the head of the Dawn Commission, Development Agenda for Western Nigeria. He's a very close man to me. He knows me very well. Whenever he's in London, I meet up with him. He's always worried for my safety. He will call me after any of my video while he was still alive, and he will say to me that, grandson, why you gonna buy? Bye. I will say to him, no, this is how we're going to do it. We all cannot be afraid of death. And I said to him that it is people who are afraid of death that eventually just easily die. So because all of us are going to die, but that doesn't mean that we have to pretend about injustice because we don't want to die. Mr. Famakinwa is no longer with us. He died, he lost his life as a result of a medical negligence. He died in Nigeria. And we have to speak up. If we do not speak up, we might regret it. So it is on this basis that we just give thanks to God for saving the life of a deputy. And yes, we dedicated his commitment and determination to see through that we get to the Dua Republic in our own lifetime. And I can tell you for a fact that the awareness has reached the peak that if regional government will not give in, Nigeria will break up. Nigeria will break up because we are at a point that even the Fulani are so worried that if Buhari should complete the second term, there is no way that the power will be with them again. So they are so worried that if the power should get to people like Tinubu, to people like Oshibaju, to someone like Fashola, they might never get it again. And it takes only an executive order for a proper Yoruba to revert back Nigeria to regional governments. Decree 34 suspended regional governments. An executive order can do likewise and revert Nigeria back to regional government without this useless National Assembly. So, young Yoruba, you have to be bold. You have to be bold in what you're doing. You cannot play it safe. If you play it safe, Fulani will continue to undermine the greatness of the Yoruba nation. As I'm speaking to you, 70 Yoruba babies will die today. 70. Now, why are they going to die? Because of lack of qualitative healthcare. And if we go back to regional government, the taxes paid in Yorubaland will have been sufficient enough to provide them with qualitative healthcare. I'm in a group on WhatsApp, and the group is called Stakeholder, and I'm not going to mention the name of the states. The group has all the governors in Yorubaland. It has majority of the first-class Obas in Yorubaland. One thing I keep saying to me, you don't add me to this Yoruba leadership if you are going to curtail what I'm saying. I wouldn't subscribe to that. I will speak my mind. As I was about to come in exactly by 5 o'clock, my communication director called me and said, Adinka, he mentioned the name of the Oba. He mentioned the name of another governor. I want to follow Bobo. And then we have to speak. I spoke about this Prince Justice guy that was using the name of the office of Oni of Ife to send out propaganda to the world. He created a fictitious Facebook page called From the Office of the Oni of Ife. And he was using that platform to write ridiculous, stupid assertion. And he was crediting everything to the Oni of Ife. And I maintain my ground about that the Oni of Ife will have to warn him. And his SSCs will have to be curtailed, but because it's misleading the young Yoruba. And we cannot allow the office of the Oni of Ife to mislead the general public. And believe you me, all the governors that were there, all of them, they do agree with me. Now, I push my thing very forcefully. And because for far so long, Yoruba have been known to embrace non-violence means. And then I made mention of a lot of things to this group. I said to them how the white Americans behave if you try to undermine their greatness or their interests. I said to them how the English behave if you do so. So after they agree with me that this man, Prince Justice, will have to be stopped from using the name of the office of Oni of Ife, because the office is continuum of using that office to disparage and to denigrate our history, because his mother is Igbo. He's trying all possible means to force a link between the Yoruba and the Igbo because they are concerned about the growing Yoruba nationalism and they are trying to curtail it. And I was very forceful. But they come to accept the way we do something as well, that we need force. So we quickly shifted view away from Prince Justice. All the top of our in Yorubaland, like I said to you, they are in that group, they read everything. So we quickly shifted our view away from that idiot who was using, he will go to Igbo newspaper like Vanguard, The Sun. These are Igbo newspaper. So they are propagandists for Igbo. They don't go to mainstream Yoruba newspaper like Punch, Nigeria Tribune, and the rest of them. They don't go there. They go to Igbo newspaper. Some of these things the young Yoruba don't know. There are Igbo newspaper that are doing propaganda. Vanguard and Sun newspaper, they are the main Igbo newspaper. So they do propaganda. And I was pointing out all of this. But I haven't corrected this erroneous impression that Prince Justice is using the office of Oni of Ife to pass. We were talking about policy. And I said, I'm going to give the group 4 policy initiatives, which I'm not going to disclose now. But some of these things I've mentioned in the past. So I just give a preamble about these 4 policy ideas that I've thought out in my head. And somebody then responded in one of those leaders in Yoruba. He then responded and said, how do we get money for this? That we cannot do this. I'm not going to talk about the policy. That we cannot do this. And I just give them a simple example because as an economist, you have to be, for you to be a good teacher, you use elementary example. Majority of our political leaders are not well informed, believe you me. They just get into power. They are very stupid. That is the truth. And I pass this across to them, that you're not well informed. And I'm going to give an example to back this up, but not in respect of the people I was talking to in that group. He gave a very usual, common example that I always give. And little things shock the political leaders. And people who are not brilliant should not be in our political leadership. Believe me, I emphasize this to them as well. If you are in politics, you are not brilliant. You can be retrained. You can go for retreats. So you get some basic information. You just don't be like headless chicken. You are senators, commissioners. You have no clue about Yoruba nation, how to grow our economy. You just want to make money. I push this forcefully, but respectfully as well. Respectfully as well. So I said to them, I said to these leaders, I said, now you say that there's no money. I cited Oyo Osun custom commands, the billions being generated from there. And these are, people say that Osun is a civil servant state, but so many billions of naira is coming in from that, from custom. This is one source of revenue. And the billions declared are always declared by Fulani because Yoruba does not control that custom command. So it is the whatever nonsense they declare that they give us. But it's always in billion. But it can actually be trillion. We never can tell unless we try to manage that command by ourselves. And I said to them, I give an example that shocked them. I can't imagine that politicians cannot grasp this little example. Believe me. And I said to them that in Yorubaland, we consume 5 million bottles of beer. It's a normal example that you all know. 5 million. They were shocked. They don't know. They thought that 5 million is huge. And that is what we consume every day. Because our population is 60 million. So we consume 5 million bottles every year. And I said to them that an average price of a bottle of beer is 300 naira. So when you take 5% of 300 naira, which is 15 naira, which is the 5% VAT charge for that bottle of beer, if you multiply that 15 naira by 5 million bottles that we consume every day, that is 75 million. Every day. They were shocked. And I'm saying to them, you said there's no money to fund this policy idea that I've mentioned. I'm not going to mention it because they love it. They love it, folks. They love it. So I said, you said there's no money to fund it, but this is 75 million from beer. And they were shocked. They were trying to crack their head around it. Can we be actually drinking 5 million bottles? I gave them straight a figure from Guinness. Guinness sells every day 500,000 bottles. I informed them from our own research. Go to KFC, we now have eateries all across Yorubaland. Go to these eateries. Go and ask them the number of soft drink they sell every day. And I shocked them further and I said to them that we consume 10 million bottles of soft drinks every blessed day in Yorubaland. And a bottle of soft drink is 100 naira. Take 5% of 100 naira, which is for VAT, is 5 naira. Multiply 5 naira by 10 million bottles. That is 50 million. 50 million from soft drink. They continue to say no money for this policy initiative to fund this policy. There's money everywhere. But Fulani are taking it. So they're asking me to make the presentation. I said I can only make live presentation because if I come home now, Fulani will put me in prison. Simple things. People that we have elected as politicians have no clue. So how are they going to change your life? And I say this forcefully to them. It's not as if I'm particularly abusing any individual amongst them. They will be making mistakes if they consider themselves to be elite. They can be shot and killed by disgruntled youth who now have this knowledge. I said to them, look, a lot of nonsense is going on. A lot of nonsense is going on. Yeah, PayPal account is still active, sir. Mr. Lady, thanks for asking. So you can see what is going on. So initially when they put me in this group, because I told them, I say things that they don't want to hear and things that they don't even have a clue about it. You see, this statement being credited to Oni of Ife is not just in public. We're fighting over it behind the cloud, or you say behind the curtain or whatever. This guy is being stupid. They are using the office of Oni of Ife to disparage the Yoruba nation. When the Yoruba youth are already embracing Isheshe, this stupid Igbo, this idiot Prince Justice, they're just using the name of the office of Oni to just say horrible things about Yoruba. Who are the Igbo? Are you telling me that our history is just 2019? So when Awolowo was alive, we don't have any link to Igbo. Igbo people that killed Awolowo's first son. When Igbo were in government, with Tafawa Balewa, Zik and Tafawa Balewa, under 2 years of Nigeria independence, they arrested Awolowo, put him in prison. His lawyer was coming from abroad. He employed a lawyer coming from abroad. They refused visa entry for the lawyer. How do they want him to prosecute the case, to defend himself rather? Because he was in power. Awolowo's lawyer was denied entry visa into Nigeria. So what happened? His son stepped in to represent his father. Igbo planned for this boy and assassinated him. He died before the case began in a car accident perpetrated by Igbo. And some ridiculous individuals are now coming up and saying that Yoruba and Igbo are related. Are you crazy? It's our history 2019. So we don't know that we are related in the 50s. We don't know that we are related in 18th centuries. We don't have a clue that we were related in 17th century. We have no clue that we are related in 14th century, in 12th centuries, in 10th centuries, in 2nd centuries. And you are just coming around to tell us that we are related with Igbo in 2019th century. Are you crazy? People are too full of propaganda. People are too full of fake news. And this is targeted at young Yoruba. We're going to stop this thing. We're going to stop this guy. I've reported him to Oni of Ife. We've raised this issue. It is the office of Oni of Ife that we respect, because that office is continual. We cannot allow that office to be denigrated. We cannot allow that office to be ridiculed in public. We're going to destroy Igbo in Yorubaland. You will see what is going to happen. We don't like them. When the Fulani were attacking us from Sokoto, they were killing the Bogun people. They were killing them because the Bonu people are their neighbors. So Bonu soldiers were fighting Fulani from the up north, from Sokoto. And the Ibadan soldiers were killing Fulani in Ilorin. That was how we defeated the Fulani in the 18th century. We defeated them massively. Fulani never defeated us over Ilorin. It was the horrible English that gifted Ilorin to the Fulani. The Bariba people, they are Bogun people. They are the one who gave Tinubu the Jagaban of Bogun. They are partly in Kwara State and partly in Benin Republic. They were the one who fought along with the Yoruba, bled to death. Majority of them were killed while we were fighting the Fulani. They were helping us in the north. We were killing the Fulani in the south, the Ibadan soldiers. Igbo has never helped the Yoruba nation. They are not even our next door neighbor. And every now and then you just see people using the office of Oni of Ife to disparage our history. It's our history 2019. Are you crazy, guys? These guys, sorry, if they do this to white Americans will have brought these people out and fucking killed them. Even though they are white Americans. It happened during the Civil War in America, which I'm going to make mention around that. Somebody will just sit around and then do nonsense and say rubbish. You got to stop this nonsense that you're doing, Prince Justice, because we've already reported you to Oni. We've already reported. And I said I'm going to speak forcefully on that. We respected the office of Oni because he's the head of state of Yorubaland. Folks, you see something happen. I'm going to talk about senseless. I'm going to ask the question if the Yoruba nation is very senseless. We're going to talk about these senseless things. You know Senator Shehu Sani. It's a senator, I think, from Kano or Kaduna. Yeah, it's a senator from Kaduna. He tweeted something. Even though the grammar was very wrong. He said British, he called them British colonial masters. They built and connected all part of Nigeria with rail line without heavy borrowing. He said practically without borrowing any loan to do that. And this is what is very painful about the politics we practice in Nigeria. The people we elected are not very brilliant. And this is what the white in Americas don't do. This is what the English don't do. Their politicians are one of the most brilliant. People who run politics in civilized society are always precocious people, intelligent people, smart people, because you are ruling over other people. So it is their best brain that are in their politics. This is one thing the Yoruba nation must have to adopt. It used to be until the PDP came and the Libra, NRC, MPN, useless. They just give political tickets to useless people, to rulers, people who are not smart. So the senator tweeted and said that the British, I don't like to call them British, I like to remove the Scottish, the Northern Irish from them because I like the Scottish, I like the Northern Irish, but I don't like the English because the English do not like the Yoruba. That is a statement of fact. If somebody hates you, you must hate them back. You don't have to say, I have to embrace my enemy. Fucking your enemy will not respect you. If somebody hates you, hate them back. That is when they will respect you. Then you can treat them with respect too. So the English they don't have respect for the Yoruba nation, and they're making massive, huge profit from Yoruba space, which we are going to deny them. So Shehu Sani tweeted that the British did not borrow any money to build railway system, but that is a ridiculous lie. It's very stupid lies, because we have politicians who are not brilliant in their state of mind. They built the first railway system that was built in Yorubaland, Lagos-Ibadan railway line. The British built that railway line to steal our wealth in Yorubaland. They ship it down to Lagos, and then they move it down to England to build everywhere. So they built that. They did the survey to build that railway line, Lagos-Ibadan, in 1895. So they started the construction. The construction began in 1896. Then on the 4th of March, 1900, the railway was formally opened for business. Do you know how much the English said they built that railway in 1895? We're not talking about 2019. 1895. You know how much that railway cost us? £1 million. Go and read the book, Nigeria Under British Rule. You'll see it. The problem of the Yoruba youth is that they hardly read. And if you are not reading, you should not speak on any issue because you need knowledge to speak. We cannot be doing beer parlor analysis. You can't wake up the mind of young Yoruba if you are a stark illiterate. It doesn't matter that you have to have PhD to be intelligent. You just have to read newspaper. You just have to read magazine, watch television, particularly news. You will be smart. But if you are just reading your fucking Bible, I reject the word. It's not fucking Bible because I apologize to Christians. If you're just reading Bible, just reading Quran alone, forget it. You are not going to be smart. We need brilliant young Yoruba to be smart. So this is what happened. In 1895, British charged us Yoruba £1 million. How can they build railway from Lagos to Ibadan for £1 million? You know how much we were paying annually? Interest, so not the actual money. Interest 50. What's that money? £51,730. The English went to London, borrowed the money from their own treasury. That is what they told us. It could be a bogus lie. You can't spend such amount of money in 1895, £1 million to build railway from Lagos to Ibadan. We pay that money back. The English claimed to borrow that money. The English built the railway themselves. And they started taxing us. We paid that fucking money. That was how they enslaved us. That's why I'm saying to young Yoruba, you don't know how to build a society. It's from taxation. All of this problem we are having, common taxation will solve our problem. So the British charged us that money. They claimed that it cost £1 million. We were not the one that built it. You remember when they wanted to build public toilet in 1809? They fucking charged us taxes. You remember when they wanted to build water, water works to give water to everybody in Lagos in 1925, 1926? They fucking charged us. Eshubayi in 1925 said people should not pay the tax. They deposed him for that because he reminded them that the money that we pay for taxes on public toilet, the English stole the money to build England and to provide only public toilets for themselves. You see how they have always made sure that we poor. It is the same thing that the English are helping the Fulani to do. How can we build railway from Lagos to Ibadan in 1895 for £1 million? £1 million. Look at how expensive. That amount of money now will be running into fucking £1 billion. But the English decided everything on their own without our knowledge. That was how they enslaved us. That is the same thing Fulani are now doing. That is the same thing Fulani are now doing. So Senator Shehu Sani said that the British did not borrow money to build railway. We fucking pay for it. We Yoruba, we pay back that money through taxes. That is why we have always been emphasizing about taxation, taxation, taxation. That's what we say, taxation, taxation. Look, Yoruba, you are always going to be afraid. I said, this guy is dead. He's not with us now. Yeah, everyone is going to die. We just pray to die in our old age. But if you are afraid to speak up because you don't want somebody to kill you, the future of your children is going to be destroyed. If the English were afraid, Hitler will have overrun the entire England. You and I will not want to stay. We are going to be speaking German if at all we want to come. But the English fought back. Over 1 million English died. So they are proud of their nation today. But you are afraid. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But Sas, who are Igbo and Fulani in Yorubaland, they are killing your children. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Hausa Fulani trucks kill your people in Yorubaland. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Igbo armed robbers, they come into your house, spray you with bullets. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And you are dying every day. You are dying every day. People are dying in the desert. Your children are in Saudi Arabia. They are in Arab country. They are being killed there. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And people are dying every day. You don't want to speak up because you are afraid of that. We are going to go to war and people are going to die. That is when we are going to get our freedom. So tell Shehu Sani that he's a stupid senator. They have no clue. People who are ruling you are illiterate. They are illiterate. I want to remind, when I say senseless, that's the topic of this. I want to remind, I'm very upset about this Prince Justice using the office of Onyofife. I'm very upset. And I believe that a number of Yoruba are so upset. This is why we're teaching young Yoruba that some blogs, you don't have to read the news from blogs. Blogs are not journalists. They just write it in the corner of their room and just do nonsense. And you started sharing it. They are blogs. And when you want to read newspaper, you know that if you are reading Sun or Vanguard, they are Igbo newspaper. They do propaganda. So these are some of the things you should know. Punch newspaper cannot be writing nonsense that Vanguard is writing about Yoruba and Igbo. So be careful. There's nothing new about you now knowing that we have 3 regions before independence. We all agreed to regional government, you know. But do you know that during the regional government, the Yoruba, our main natural resources was cocoa. Igbo main natural resources was coal, edu. And Hausa Fulani natural resources was granite. This is what we all are. These are natural resources people don't know. People don't even know that land is natural resources. Land, ile. Fulani has more land than everybody. These are the natural resources. The main one. We, the Yoruba, we use our cocoa to provide free education in Africa, the first in Africa. Free healthcare in Africa, the first. We built Olympic-sized stadium. We built the first television station in Africa. We had television station before France and many Western countries. We ran a welfare system where they give people benefits with cocoa money. That was from 1951 to 1966, before the Igbo suspended it. If you look at 1951 to 1966, the Igbo nation had coal. What do they do with it? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Fulani that has granite, do they use it to build their space? They were using their granite to build their space. Igbo had coal, but they cannot make use of it. And these people don't have brain power. Because they cannot make use of their own God-given natural resources, they suspended the system. See, the unitary system is actually feudal system. Feudal system simply means that some people will appoint themselves as Lord and Savior. They will now give you land to work it. Whatever you get from the land, you go and give it to them. They will now give you the portion that you are entitled to. That is what feudal system. That system was practiced before Jesus Christ was born. Jesus Christ that we just celebrated his resurrection yesterday. Before he was born, the entire world, we were practicing feudal system. Some people will appoint themselves as the head, so they will apportion to others land to go and farm it. So when you farm, whatever you produce, you will go and bring every damn thing. You will take it to them, and they will now say to you, Shegun Ba, this is what I give you. From what you produce. It wasn't Nigeria alone that was practicing. This is what the world was practicing before Jesus Christ was born. And this is what Nigeria is still practicing today. 2019. You will take revenue from Yorubaland, you move it down to Abuja. You take revenue from Igbo land, you move it down to Abuja. You take revenue from Hausa Fulani land, you move it down to Abuja. A fucking president will not say to the Yoruba, take this little one, I give it. That is feudal system we are practicing. Feudal system. That is what a political system that was in place before Jesus Christ was born. Are you aware that the English were also practicing feudal system? The English, that all of us want to go to England today. At one point in time, they were practicing feudal system. People go to war to end it in 1649. There was war in England. The peasant farmer said they don't want that system anymore. That they cannot till the land, and then you take the goods to the king. and the king will now give you the portion that you are entitled to. Something you planted there yourself. The English went to war, and that was when feudal system ended in England, 1649. Yeah, you talk about French Revolution, French Revolution, French Revolution. The French people, they used to have king. That is what we're telling these Yoruba kings now. There are too many, by the way. Too many kings that we have in Yoruba. I'm a prince. My grandfather was a king. But we have so many kings. We shouldn't have more than, at least maximum should be about 10. Under regional government, that was it. We had a section of our political system called native authorities. Majority of our baales are now calling themselves obas. People who are ordinary baales. We have too many kings. It is becoming ridiculous. Some horrible individuals who are Yoruba are now going abroad and calling them king of Ireland. King Yoruba, king of Ireland. Some people need to be shot, believe you me. Because you cannot just destroy a civilization. Because of the unitary system is bad. It's actually destroying Yoruba. Now, we just need to remind our Yoruba king. Some of them are irresponsible. They are subjects. They are subjects. We're suffering. And they are afraid of Fulani because Fulani has the God. In France, all the nonsense that we shout about, French Revolution, it was people fighting against feudal system. The French Revolution we talk about. Feudal system ended in 1787 in France. You know what they did? They just killed all their kings. They fucking killed them all. Because their kings were taking their things. People will go to the farm, produce goods and services. The kings will now take everything and say, this is what you are entitled to. And people say, no, this is a ridiculous system. It is the same thing that's running in Nigeria since Igbo suspended regional government. Igbo introduced feudal system. So you don't blame Fulani. Fulani took advantage of the feudal system. We are going to take that power away from Fulani, we the Yoruba. So feudal system ended in France in 1787. It is the French people that rose up and fucking kill all their kings. Because they've been negotiating for so long that we can't continue with this. It was a revolution. They killed all their kings. You talk about American Civil War. American Civil War. Some would call it American Revolution. What is American Revolution? It was a revolution against feudal system. What was their own feudal system? Because the English were the first to discover America. They appropriated all political powers. They will ask people to pay tax. They will collect all the tax in America and send everything down to England to build the place. The Spanish, the French, and the Dutch confronted the English. You just say, oh, American Civil War. This is what will happen. They confronted the English and said they must end this feudal system. That was when this slogan came. Taxation without representation is a recipe for disaster. They went to war and killed everybody. They killed each other. It was actually 3 people versus 1. The Dutch, the Spanish, and the French versus English. There were some Dutch, Spanish, and French who supported the English. They called them the royalists. They supported the king. They called them the royalists. The other French, Dutch, and Spanish, they killed their colleagues who were French, Dutch, and Spanish. They killed them. It is like now that we want freedom for Yoruba, we've been saying we want regional government. You know, the PDP are liberal. They are saying they don't want regional government. They want the continuation of the unity system. Those of us who want regional government will kill all the Yoruba who want the unity system. That was what happened in America. The French, the Dutch, and the Spanish who wanted to end the English rule, the feudal system, were fighting the English. There were some French, Dutch, and Spanish who supported the English. Their colleagues, they kill all of them. So today you want to go to America, you don't know the blood they've split in order to have their home nation. You have no idea. They ended feudal system in America in 1861. Feudal system is a system that has been in place before Jesus Christ was born. That is the system the Igbo introduced in 1966. And that is the system we're using today under feudal system. It's a disgrace. Now you know about the English. Their home feudal system ended in 1649. The French feudal system ended in 1787, and the American feudal system ended in 1861. Yoruba also, we had feudal system. Yeah, you can ask our Oba. The Kiriji War was a war to end the feudal system. The Ibadan were controlling everybody. They control all the trade. Yeah. The Eba will go and do business with Daomi. On their way, Ibadan will stand and collect Shakole. Ibadan, what do they call it? I want to go back Shakole. They will go to Ekiti. They will go to Ilesha. They will be taking people's things. That was feudal system. We fought ourselves for 16 years to end feudal system in Yorubaland. To end it. The war started in Yorubaland in 1877. We fought ourselves for 16 years. We said we don't like this. Ibadan warriors were very powerful. They will go everywhere and take people's things. They want to control the trade routes. You go to market, they collect part of your proceed. People went to war. We ended feudal system in Yorubaland. The war started in 1877. We killed ourselves for 16 years. So when we had independence, before independence, we negotiated for 3 good years. We were traveling to London to write the constitution of Nigeria. We all agreed to parliamentary system, regional government. No fucking Yoruba signed up to this feudal system. So you take my taxes in Lagos, in Oyo, in Osun, in Ekiti. You take everything. You then move it down to Abuja. One ridiculous, criminally minded president will now sit and say, Yoruba, you take this every month. That is feudal system. This is what we want to end. That is why we're going to kill ourselves. Don't let anybody pretend to you. When there is a feudal system, blood will flow. People will die in Nigeria. You see, it's a joke that you're saying. All this Boko Haram that you are saying, all this Ijo militant, these are child's play. When we are going to start killing people in Yorubaland, you will know that it is the most ruthless killing. It will happen. So don't fucking pretend as if it's not going to happen. You think this feudal system will continue? Everywhere you have feudal system, people will be died. To change it, life will be lost. And Lagos is the battleground. A lot of Yoruba will be killed. So don't pretend because you go to church and pray to Jesus Christ. You don't want to speak the truth. You go to mosque and hit your forehead on the wall, trying to coordinate with Mecca, yet you don't want to speak the truth. These 2 religions came from Saudi Arabia and Israel. Their own people don't pray to resolve political issues. Yeah? They fight. If the other opposing party is unwilling to allow fairness. That is why I like a Republican in America and President Trump in particular. He speaks about fairness. The English, they are horrible. They do not speak about fairness. They take advantage of injustice. Fulani are controlling Yoruba wealth. English quickly back Fulani in order for Fulani to give them contract to control our wealth. The English are very cunning. They do not fight against injustice. They have always taken advantage of injustice against any people. They are not good to be business partner, to trade with. They are not very good. And they don't particularly like Yoruba. President Trump is always speaking about fairness, fairness, fairness. They are very good people for the Yoruba nation to work with. We cannot continue with feudal system. You understand? We cannot continue with feudal system. SAS, who are Igbo and Fulani, killing your children in Yorubaland, that is feudal system. All your tax revenue being collected by Abuja, it is fucking feudal system. Something that ended many, many years ago. We are still practicing it. So let me just know. Even you look, your church leaders, all of them, they are going to be shot and killed when the war starts. Nobody will be safe. Nobody will be safe. Because when people keep quiet about injustice, innocent life will be consumed. We've been warning you. It takes time. Look at what YYF is doing. Did you see us stopping? We've been doing this thing since 2012. You should appreciate one thing. There is passion for it. Passion. When you have passion for something, you will have patience to see it through. how long it may take. We've been saying for years, life will be lost across Yorubaland, particularly in Lagos. Life will be lost. It's to be so cheap. People will just wake up. You will see that church has been blown up. Mosque has been blown up. That's what you are going to see. When you keep quiet against injustice, people will die and innocent people will be consumed. So the stupid Libra who are saying because we are having sex with Igbo, we shouldn't kill them. You will be shocked when it's just going to be a spark. Look at what the English is planning with Atiku. They have pleaded with Buhari to allow Atiku to win so that Yoruba will not be president in 2023. Now they want to use the Supreme Court by 2021 to declare Atiku winner so that he will then start his own terms by 2021 and he will be there till 2029 so that they can continue to steal your wealth. This feudal system is going to end, and I'm sorry to tell you the truth. People will be killed in Lagos. You'll see. But then, after that, those of us that will survive it, then we will remember those who lost their life. And then we will have to teach the next generation how to defend Yoruba civilization. It will happen. Because this injustice is too much. Fulani and the Igbo, they want the continuation of this feudal system. Everything the Igbo are asking for is they want equality of states. They don't want to control their Igbo speaking space. They hate it. They are the only group in Nigeria that is not appreciative of what God has given them. Igbo. When you hear Biafra, know that they are talking about fraud. That's why I gave them the name Biafra. They are fraudulent people. Igbo cannot rule themselves. So when some of our people are saying that Igbo are industrious, you don't know the definition of industrious people. When you want to describe people as industrious, you give that to Chinese, you give that to the Japanese, you give that to Russians, you give that to America, you give that to the English. The English were very industrious too. And you give that to Yoruba nation because we did marvelous things within 10 years of the first 10 years of regional government. Marvelous things. So Fulani that says that this feudal system will not help, you know who is giving them the backing? I don't have to tell you, it's the English. They believe so much in the English. And people are making mistakes. You see, you think that people are not listening to us. Like I said to you yesterday, majority of those who are always watching me live are Igbo. They're scared. Adinka grandson is giving them hell shit. You know how many people don't kill Musimini? After Igbo is white Americans. They are watching us. One of these people that are Libra who were putting signboards all over Yorubaland during elections saying this and this, and I don't want to mention their name because I've just disgraced them. They are fake people anyway. They said they are fighting for restructuring, they are fighting for Yorubaland. They are getting money from Atiku. They sent me their private discussion in their group on WhatsApp saying that South African people are watching my video. They are now circulating where I said that the Igbo must be attacked because they are criminal. So on the basis of that, that was why South African people are killing Igbo. And they said that it was because of my video that PDP lost Lagos. Idiot. They want to desperately win Lagos so that they can destroy Yoruba. And these are people, organizations that say they want to do a report. They're fake people. Fake. So the Fulani believe that this feudal system is going to continue because they have the backing of the English. People are willing to fight in Yorubaland. It's going to get to it. God is very kind. God Almighty. Whether you are a Christian, you are Muslim, you are Orisha, there, we all call on one God. That God is very kind. He gives people the opportunity to change. When you don't change, it will raise a generation. That generation, all of you will say, oh, they are bad, but they are good generation. It's my generation because we're telling you that people are going to die. You think we are evil people. No, we're not evil. We're so gentle. We have meek mind, but we cannot accept injustice. So when such a generation comes out, believe you me, they are very, very ruthless. And the one thing about Yoruba is this: when we start killing people, we will not respect life. We'll kill. We kill. We won't stop. So those Yoruba Libra or those of you say, we're married to Igbo, it is in your best interest that we go back to regional government peacefully. So you think Yoruba youth want to continue to live in England, want to continue to struggle to go to North America and to be doing shit jobs in Arab, right? With our education. We would rather fight so that our children do not have to go through that process. So you see, the Fulani that believe that this feudal system will continue, you shall be consumed. But we know the game very well. We know that Fulani can never be president of Nigeria without the support of two major ethnic groups. They go and look at that election. Two major ethnic groups will always decide who becomes the president of Nigeria. Because the Igbo and Fulani are always ganging up against us, the Yoruba, and we are the economic backbone. We're saying to them, if they are unwilling to return Nigeria back to regional government, where the Yoruba can control all our wealth, we're going to kill them. If they will not allow us to go, we kill them, and we will not stop until we finish them. And we are going to finish them because they have done their own. The world is now expecting our own organized violence. Igbo did their own in 1966 January organized violence. They used gun to kill all the Yoruba leaders and our political leaders as well as military leaders. Fulani did the same thing in July 1966. And the Fulani then appropriated the political power, economic power, and everything, and put themselves in power. Since then, they get the backing of the shit English politician. Yeah, they have their back. We Yoruba, we will get the support of America. We will get the support of Brazil. We will get the support of good people across the world. And we're going to kill Igbo and Fulani because they refuse to go back to what we negotiated. So the war is here. It is not that the war is coming. It is already here. Boko Haram will be child's play. Okay, I'll give you an example. They kill your brother, they kill your sister now. Are you still going to be afraid? You pick up a gun and kill them too. That's how it's going to be. You pick up the gun and kill them too. That is how it's going to be. You will see it's going to come. So feudal system will come to an end. It will come to an end. So we encourage Igbo, go back to your core. Hausa Fulani, go back to your granules. We Yoruba, we want to go back to our cocoa. And we want to tax people in our space so that we use the proceeds to develop our area. So that's what you see. You know that I'm still going to speak about something that is very important. Did you see the report about Chinese sending their prisoners to Yorubaland in particular? Because the Chinese are not everywhere. They are majorly in Yorubaland. Those Chinese that you see, they give them ridiculous names. They call them expatriates. We live in their country. They call us immigrants. And they come to Yoruba and we call them. I don't know why Yoruba is an illiterate society. Yoruba just think that because they are black and they are inferior to others, you're stupid. And again, they will call themselves black. Yoruba, you are not black, you are Yoruba. The black people who are living in America, they are those who can entitled to call themselves black people. We are Yoruba. The whites in America, they call them white America. They call themselves white America. Why? Because they were many. They left European countries to go to America. In order to give them a collective name, they go by white America. So the black in America, they left different ethnic groups in Africa and moved down to America. In order to give themselves a collective name, they address themselves as African America or black for short. It's the same thing that is applicable to white. They left different ethnic nations in Europe and moved down to America. They became white. So Yoruba, you are not fucking black. You are Yoruba. Stop describing yourself with African America. You are not the same. Don't let anybody bullshit you that you are not the same because you have the same skin color. We are all different. We have different tradition, different culture, different norms and value system. It is this that makes us different. So you know. So you see the Chinese who are being brought to Yoruba, they're fucking prisoners. This is what the report is saying. I have said this to you before, that the best white American brains, they are not all over the world. They are in America working, making America great. The same thing is applicable to the English. Their best brain are in their country. The same thing is applicable to the Chinese. It is applicable to the Japanese. It is applicable to the Germans. It is applicable to the Russians. Anybody that is brilliant, they don't ship them abroad. They keep them in their country to help make that country great, except the Yoruba politicians who are stupid. Yoruba that are so brilliant, exceptionally intelligent. If we're not in North America, we are all in one shit place in Europe. And people are now moving down to the South Africa. It's ridiculous. The reports are there. The Chinese are bringing their prisoners to come to Yorubaland, and Yoruba girls will see them start opening their legs. Idiots. And they get to Yorubaland, you call them expatriates. Fuck you. Immigrants. Do they call me expatriate in England with my master's degree in economics? I dropped my PhD more than 12 years ago. I don't have time for that anymore. Do they call me expatriate in England? They call me fucking immigrant. An English will come to Yorubaland who has never been to university. You call him expatriate. Yoruba, you are foolish. We're going to correct this. It is unfortunate that we are in Nigeria with criminally minded Igbo and terrible barbaric Fulani. That's why all this nonsense are happening to us. I was so shocked when the revelation was made. Chinese prisoners, they will release them from prison, brought them down to Yorubaland and dumped them. They will be walking everywhere, sleeping with our girls. English illiterate, inferior. It was Awolowo that first used that language, word in 1955. He said to the English colonial government that we cannot accept the colonial officer that you are bringing from England because they've never been to university. Awolowo used the word inferior and incapable of doing the job that the colonial government have brought them to do in Yorubaland. And that is what they are still doing to you. Illiterate, stupid English, they will bring him home from one shit place in England and dump him in Lagos, dump him in Ibadan. He will be working in our oil and gas. He will be working in our financial and capital market. He will be working in our foreign exchange market. They will be dominating our shipping sector. They are controlling our port. And because they are white, you think they are better than you, people who have never been to university. This is what shit unity system is causing to the Yoruba nation. How can you call an English expatriate in Yorubaland? Are you out of your mind? Do they call me expatriate in their country? With master's degree, with PhD, with Bachelor of Science degree, Yoruba are washing toilets in England. Yoruba are doing care job. Yoruba are cleaning hospitals, are working as hospital porters. We're doing peke in toilets. We're doing car park attendant. We do horrible jobs. They don't call us expatriate. An illiterate English will be brought to Yorubaland who has never been to university, and you will be calling him expatriate. It is the nonsense unity system that has reduced Yoruba to this level. So that is why Chinese are bringing their prisoners and they are sleeping with our girls. Fucking prisoners who should be in prison, serving their sentences. Chinese dump them in Yorubaland, and you see them. Your police will give umbrella to them. They will have about 2, 3, 4, 5 police officers guiding them. Fucking prisoners. That's what the report is saying. It is only organized violence that is going to free the Yoruba nation from the nonsense that is going on. Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Olale. The Chinese prisoners are coming with diseases. They sleep with our girls. They give you all manners of disease. We have to fight. This unity system cannot continue. Before, under regional government, we have our own ambassadors. So any visitor or any foreigner that is coming to Yorubaland, you will have a different visa than the visa for those coming to Igbo land or those coming into Hausa Fulani land. It is only Yoruba officials that will approve your visa before you come into our space. You cannot be granted a visa going to Igbo land and you use it to come to Yoruba land. Under regional government, it was so beautiful until the Igbo destroyed that system. They are bringing Chinese prisoners to come to Yoruba land and work, and they will be your boss. India are doing their shit. We have Lebanese all across Yoruba land when we should be working with Israel, when we should be doing business with Israeli businessmen who have brain, who have something to impart on us. When we should be working with the state of Israel, we're working with fucking Lebanese, raping our girls all over the place. Indians in Yoruba land are doing rubbish. They don't even pay people their salary and allowance. Now you are contending with Chinese prisoners. Majority of them are coming with all manners of diseases because we cannot regulate our space. Look at the Igbo everywhere. Look at them. I'm going to speak on the Igbo now about their crimes, about drug. We did a research. We did a research recently. But let me finish about these foreigners. Don't call any English working in Yorubaland again ever expatriates. They are not expatriates. They are immigrants. If they are not making money in Yorubaland, they won't come. We cannot allow this illiterate English who are in Yorubaland to get the best of our job. We don't work the best of their job in England. This rubbish must stop. And it's going to be very difficult to stop because we run unity system. If we go back to regional government, any English that is coming to Yorubaland, believe you me, if you don't have a minimum of master's degree, you can't come into Yorubaland. You cannot come. We don't want stupid, illiterate, inferior English to be working in Yorubaland. You call them expatriates, and they call us immigrant in their own country. Look at how shit we are, how irresponsible we are. English that our home grandparents chased out of Africa. They come through the Fulani to dominate you with illiterate English. Chinese prisoners are those who you see all across Yorubaland. We are a literate society. Let me say something about this unregulated movement of the Igbo. They come into our space and kill you. I discussed it with a group of politicians. I said, I'm going to give you four policy. And I mentioned that policy and I emphasized the Igbo in that second policy. They are actually interested in it. They watched my video. There was a lecture that I did. Igbo, a clear and present danger in Yorubaland. I did it many months ago. Interesting. They're asking me that they would like to debate. They've all watched it again, that they would like to debate it. So after this, I will relax somewhere and I will be debating it with them on our WhatsApp group. Understand? And I use the WhatsApp group to bypass the Igbo. You know, they block me a lot. So I have about 1,000 names. We've harvested names of Yoruba. I have 1,000 names. I send regular updates to via WhatsApp. So the Igbo who are reporting my Facebook every now and then, look, I have an alternative to bypass you. So I have 1,000 names that I send regular updates to every day. Majority of them are politicians, by the way. So you see these Igbo things that we need to talk about it. I would like to emphasize again. English in Yorubaland are not expatriate. Majority of them are illiterates. I'm emphasizing English because they don't like us. And if we do not deal with them in Yorubaland, they will continue to disrespect us. They will continue to undermine us. You understand? They do shit to us in their country. They do shit to us in our own space. True Fulani. It is illiterate English. So if you see any English in Yorubaland, don't give him any respect because it's English. It doesn't have brain. They are illiterate people. They dump them in Yorubaland. If we chase them away, they will be claiming benefit in England. They won't be able to work in any job because they are illiterate. They are inferior. They don't have the brain to do the job they are doing in Yorubaland. And yet we now have to contend with Chinese prisoners sleeping with our girls, giving them all manners of diseases. People don't know how things work. If you young boys, you do not address this, by the time the Chinese sleeps with all these girls, you will end up to marry them and they will pass the disease to your life. It's going to destroy you and your children. But you don't know the implication. You don't know the multiplier effect of not taking action. How can we allow illiterate English to pick up the best of our job in Yorubaland? How can we allow Indians to pick up our jobs in Yorubaland? How can we allow Lebanese? When people want to pick relationship, why should we go for Lebanese when we can go for the Israelis who are intelligent? They are proving it beyond any reasonable doubt that they are first-class brain. Why go with Lebanese who are shit people? What brain have they got? What have they done for civilization? The Lebanese people. But you see Lebanese all across Yorubaland. We are going to work with the state of Israel. Do you understand? Because they've got brain power. Look at what they have turned the desert into. What has Lebanese people, what have they done for the world? So why do you have fucking Lebanese all over Yorubaland when we should be having good relationship with the Israelis? The Zionists, they have brain. So let's talk about this Igbo thing. You see, in YYF, we were just concerned about this Saudi Arabia killing people. we saw a propaganda and Igbo listed so many names of Yoruba out of 20. We just did our research. We realized that there's no official name released, number one, and they are not even Yoruba in majority. So there's no official name. And then we started researching what exactly, because we know Yoruba very well because you are Yoruba. No Yoruba would know, knowing fully well that if you are caught with cocaine in Saudi Arabia, you are going to die. And such a Yoruba would then take the drug and move down to Saudi Arabia. We're not Igbo who are illiterate. A Yoruba will conveniently sit in front of his computer and be getting money because he's got brain. He's got computer brain. Those are the guys we call Yahoo Yahoo. He doesn't need to put drug in his body or in his bag and then say he's heading to Saudi Arabia. He would rather sit in front of a computer and do Yahoo Yahoo. These are the kind of Yoruba we know because we need to speak the truth. Because those who are doing Yahoo Yahoo are using their brain. It takes human brain to be able to do Yahoo Yahoo. Yoruba will not do that and say they are going to Saudi Arabia. Folks, we did a research, and I'm going to give you the finding. We spoke to the Yoruba who are in the know. We're going to give you the finding. You're going to listen to audios now. Yeah. You're going to listen to the audio. We've done our finding. The Igbo are behind the drug cartel in Saudi Arabia. The Igbo, listen attentively. The Igbo are behind the drug cartel.
Orientates, catering àwọn èèyàn yín báyìí tó bá necessary. I can come around anytime tó bá ń travel kí n wá address wọn with the experience. Àti oríṣiríṣi ni mo ti rí ní airport débi pé àwọn èèyàn kan wà tó yẹ pé iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe nìyẹn. Láti Italy, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bọ̀ láti Italy, láti Milan for example, wọ́n dẹ̀ máa kó báàgì 35-40 bags. Àwọn tó yẹ kó ń ṣe business yẹn, àwọn ọmọ Igbo, wọ́n á dẹ̀ check bag 40 sórí báàgì 50 bags. Sórúkọ yín tẹ́yìn ò dẹ̀ mọ̀, ẹ̀yin ò dẹ̀ ní báàgì kankan. So ìdí ìmọ̀ àkọ́tí dé Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀yà akọ́ gbé báàgì tí ẹ̀yà máa lọlé. Lóòkù ń ṣe pé drug náà ti ṣe bẹ̀ bọ̀ ẹrù tán rà lọ́hùn. Bọ́n lè fẹ́ san owó ẹrù àtowó kínní, àwọn akọ́ gbé sórí tí ẹ̀yin ò dẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan. So tí báàgì bá ti land níbi báyìí, wọ́n ti negotiate pẹ̀lú narco staff tó wà níbi báyìí tó wà on ground. Ìyẹn akọ́ bá wọn kó gbogbo báàgì yẹn ni. Akọ́ bá wọn ẹni tó máa gbà ti wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹni yẹn á bribe àwọn custom àti fan, wọ́n á jẹ́ kó wọlé wá sínú arrival. Akọ́kọ́ báàgì ni, asset wọn, á dẹ̀ jáde àlọ́. Ọjọ́ tá a ṣe ni wọ́n máa tú NDLA on suspect nínú àwọn báàgì 40 tán kó wá yẹn. Mo ṣe ẹ̀dẹ́ airport kò tí ì ju bí ọdún méjì lọ́gbà yẹn. So àwọn address wa pé okay, wọ́n need ẹni tó ní báàgì yìí. Woman kan dẹ̀ ni alájà lẹ́ni ẹ̀ ló máa ń ó ti frequent flyer wa ni. Ebi dẹ̀ ní nọ́mbà alájà tí mo ń bá pa alájà. Báàgì yìí dé gbé báàgì yìí tẹ́ fi lọ alájà ní ẹrù òǹkẹ̀rà. Business ẹ ní kéèyàn kan bá yín kò ní ẹrù 40 lẹ́kúnlẹ̀ tẹ́ kò ìgbé náà báàgì sílẹ̀ ní NDLA láwọn suspect márùn-ún ẹ̀ o pé alpha ṣe máa wá yanjú sí wọn àbí alájà ní ìwé márùn-ún jẹ à ń lọ kejì lásán ló ń gbé dé nígbà tó ń dé láti kíní pé òun kágbó ẹrù òun ni alájà ẹlẹ́rù mi báyìí àlóhùn alájà ẹlẹ́rù sẹ́ àgbàsárédé ẹ̀yìn tó mọ̀ mí dáadáa àgbàsárédé làbáwò mo ń torí pé ẹni tí mo mọ̀ tí mo trust ni mo dúró fún wọn pé àníṣe tẹ́ni bá lóhùn lẹ́rù kò lẹ́rù ni so mo dẹ̀ mọ commandant àwọn NDLA mo mọ gbogbo director wọn ni mo mọ̀ gbọ́ ẹrù yìí African investigation at the end of the day la rí pé wọ́n ti ń ṣe kíní àlọ́ gbogbo pass record wa for the park èmi tó dé airport náà ti ń ṣe làṣírí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá tú àwa àti tẹ́ bá mọ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó ń arrest tán custom tó ń settle tó ń gbowó kó tó wọlé fan tó wà lẹ́nu kíní NDLA gan wà nù ẹ̀ àṣà àwọn NDLA tán wá mú wọn ẹ̀ àwọn náà wà nù pàtì tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ bọ́ nítorí pé wọ́n dá ìwọ̀n fún wọn lówó lọ́tẹ̀ yìí èèmọ̀ pé owó táwọn máa ń charge wọn ti pọ̀ jù wọn lọ gbé bá another group of NDLA làwọn lè ṣe wá táṣírí wọn tẹ́bárí gbogbo èèyàn tó ń arrest tán ní time yẹn àwọn narco staff tó wà on ground gbogbo náà sack ní time yẹn very serious case so àti gbá yín mo ti mọ̀ àmọ́ ti rí similar cases báyẹn bíi mẹ́rin àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ kí n gbọ́dọ̀ they just keep doing the same thing owó èèyàn ṣàfẹ́rẹ́ owó yìí ní ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ní kíákíá ni nínú wọn 30 years imprisonment wà ọdún kìlọ̀ ni mo ti rí airport ń ṣe é ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́wọ̀n ọ̀sìn so ṣó ti rò rẹ̀ pé tó ń bá wa ń ta kò tí ì lè ṣe rere láti gbà ẹ́ sísìn ni ṣùgbọ́n lọ́nà ń pẹ́ so àwọn èèyàn téèyàn bá kọlu àfi kéèyàn ẹ ti understand nǹkan tí mò ń try sọ tẹ bá rí nǹkan tẹ tó fẹ́ béèrè àbí tí òye ẹ yẹ kí n mọ̀ I will be able to explain later. Masalam.
Now that's the first clip of 3 clips that you just shot, so you can see it. We were wondering that, look, we are Yoruba. We know the nature of the Yoruba people very well. Yoruba people will not know that if you take drug to Saudi Arabia and you are caught, it is death sentence. And Yoruba will now go with drug when they can do other business, when they can do other things with their life. Our nature is not to carry drug. We're not criminally minded. It is Igbo. Now, this is a man working in our airport, and he's telling us that it is the Igbo people who are behind it. You checking into the airport. For instance, he gave an example. If you are coming from Italy to Lagos, as you are checking into an airport, they will put on your name about 40 bags on your name, yet you have only one bag. But you will not know. By the time you arrive Lagos, you will just pick your one bag and you go. But the custom official, the fan official, the NDLA official, the staff's official in the airport, who are Igbo, they already know that the other 39 bags belongs to an Igbo. So that individual Igbo will pay money to NDLA, to custom, to farm staff to come and collect his 39 bags. They put that 39 bags on your name, you Yoruba, that you are just coming in. He cited other example that because the group of NDLA that were behind this scam, they were so expensive. So they went to another group and the other one opened, blow the whistle. This is what the Igbo are doing. They are doing it in conjunction with customs who are Igbo, NDLA official who are Igbo. This is how they put drugs in the bags of Yoruba people. You are going to hear in the second audio. This is how they plant drug in your bag. You know why? Because we run unitary system. If we run your regional government, our airport will be managed by the Yoruba people. Foreigners like Igbo and Fulani will not collude together to plant drug and use our people to traffic drug to Saudi Arabia. This is one thing they are doing. Unitary system is actually destroying the Yoruba nation. Because I was worried. I was worried when I saw the propaganda of the Igbo after the Dubai armed robbery of the Igbo criminals. The Igbo went into a propaganda drive and started saying that 20 Yoruba are on the death row in Saudi Arabia. We found out that this is a propaganda. But I wanted to know why a Yoruba would take drug to Saudi Arabia. This is what we found out. This is what the Igbo are doing. And you have got to be careful in our airport. And not only that, if we do not go back to regional government, whereby we can manage our own airport, believe you me, innocent Yoruba will continue to be killed. Innocent Yoruba are being killed in Saudi Arabia. Igbo are, there are so many in Yorubaland. They are everywhere. Our port, our airport, they dominate it. And they are now putting drugs into your bags. Now, let us look at the second audio.
Erike Mosaku 4 divided by 80 tọkọ síbẹ̀ tí Mosaku yẹn ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí pé ẹni yẹn ní báàgì mẹ́rin àpapọ̀ gbogbo weight báàgì yẹn dẹ̀ jẹ́ 80 so wọ́n máa lẹ ìtí mo sẹ́yìn wọ́n máa lẹ̀ mọ́ ara báàgì wọ́n wá ní kọ́pì kékeré kan tó máa wà nísàlẹ̀ wọ́n wá ṣí ìyẹn ló máa lẹ̀ mọ́ ara passport ìyẹn là ń pè ní claim tag so èmi tí mo check in báàgì mẹ́rin tí n bá wá dé Saudi tí mo ti gbé báàgì mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin yìí tán wá pè mí padà sẹ́yìn pé báàgì kan cocaine wà nù ẹ̀ ìkarùn ni so claim tag yẹn tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti sọnù ìyẹn lè máa wá yọ sí wọn pé tọ̀ nítorí ọlọ́run o báàgì mẹ́rin ni mo gbé kúrò 80 kilogram dẹ̀ ní àpapọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ wá tún wọn so tó bá fún yàn ní fair hearing wọ́n á tún wọn wọ́n á rí pé báàgì mẹ́rin ni wọ́n sọ wọ́n á ṣe investigation àwọn tó lóòdù báàgì lọ́jà abẹ́ni tó check in rẹ̀ so gbogbo ẹni bá dẹ̀ check in èèyàn code everybody tó ṣe ní airport checking agents ló ní code so code ẹni yẹn máa wọ̀n bẹ̀ ẹ ti understand so camera dẹ̀ wà ní counter so tó bá ti dúró case báyẹn wọ́n á lọ wo camera so nǹkan tá à ń bá federal government jà ń sìn fún àti fan ní ìsìn ní airport ni pé baggage hall yẹn kò sí camera ń bẹ̀ so tí camera bá wà ń bẹ̀ irú investigation yìí wọ́n á lọ play video yẹn wọ́n á wo ẹni tó ṣí báàgì ni tó fi nǹkan sínú ẹ̀ ọlọ́mọdé kan fi nǹkan sínú ẹ̀ wá so eléyìí sì tí mo ṣe ń ṣe eléyìí àti claim tag kóníkàkù ó check iye ẹrù tó gbé fún wọn ó dẹ̀ wò pé ṣé wọ́n kọ́ correct because irú ẹ̀ ní ìsìn kó wá jẹ́ pé báàgì mẹ́ta ló gbé fún wọn bọ̀ nígbà tó máa fún claim tag fóònù ọkọ̀ síbẹ̀ òun mọ̀ nǹkan tó jẹ́ kó mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀ ó kọ̀ gbà ó lọ́ntì ẹ̀ àwọn mò ń sáré pé báàgì mẹ́ta mo check-in wọ́n á ní kó mú body claim tag ẹ̀ wá wọ́n á ní orí ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ báàgì mẹ́rin ló check-in so ó ti lọ ìyẹn ti lọ nìyẹn ikú dé nìyẹn bọ̀ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì pé wọ́n máa ń ṣí báàgì wọn ní pákéjì ọ̀hún yẹn tó má lè fi kámẹ́rà síbẹ̀ tẹ́ni yẹn bá claim fún wọn kankan wọ́n á lọ wo kámẹ́rà bí ìgbà tí báàgì ẹ̀ wọ́n á mọ time torí lórí system ó máa gbà tó ẹni yẹn check-in wọ́n á mọ̀ gbà tán sẹ́yìn ní báàgì ẹ̀ lọ sálẹ̀ wọ́n á wo àwọn tó tamper pẹ̀lú báàgì yẹn àṣírí wọn lè tú bọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan wa tó ṣiṣẹ́ Nàìjíríà so nǹkan tó kàn ń jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa kú nǹkan tó ń mọwọ́ tó ń mẹsẹ̀ yẹn there is no room to do investigation nígbà tẹ́ bá ní ká lọ wo CCTV camera tí ó sì CCTV camera so padà bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ni ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ claim fún ọmọ kankan pa ẹ̀ ó ló má yẹ kára ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn má yẹ ká fọjọ́ lọ́jọ́ lọ.
So folks, that is the second audio of the three. And in this audio, this man was explaining how the Igbo put drugs in Yoruba people's bag going to Saudi Arabia. Now, when you are traveling, you're clear with your maybe one handbag, one suitcase or whatever. After you've cleared, they give you a claim tag. That claim tag will show the number of bags you have. But the Igbo syndicate who are working in our airport in Lagos, who are in the baggage hall. Another thing this guy said, that there's no CCTV in the baggage hall. There's no CCTV, which is ridiculous. So the Igbo individuals who are working in that baggage hall, packing bags and everything, they will open your bag and put drug there. Or they will put additional bag to your name and put drug there. So when you get to Saudi Arabia, you have your bag, you collect it. If you are lucky and the drug is there, you are cleared. Otherwise, they will arrest you. You will start saying, I did not bring this drug. Saudi Arabia will not listen to you. They'll kill you. But if we have CCTV in the baggage hall in Lagos airport, that will be evidence to know those who opened that bag. The Igbo deliberately removed the CCTV in that hall because these guys have unrestricted access into our space and they are controlling our critical sector. Now, if peradventure you travel to Saudi Arabia, according to what this guy said, you travel to Saudi Arabia with 2 bags, and at the airport you were cleared with 2 bags. But the Igbo have put additional 2 bags to your name, but you have your claim tag. So when you go home, by the time the Saudi Arabia official, perhaps they are clearing the other 2 bags and they check it and find drug there, they will come to your address because you gave your address to the airport. They will come to your address and arrest you. But if you have the claim tag that shows your bag is 2, you will be safe. But majority of us, after we have arrived, we just tear the claim tag and throw it away. That will be a problem. So when you don't have evidence of claim tag, the Saudi Arabia might not listen to you and they kill you. This is how the Igbo who are operating in our airport in Yorubaland have been putting drugs in the luggages of Yoruba travelers. This is what this man is saying. Because I was so concerned. I know Yoruba very well. If you say that Yoruba, they're involved in Yahoo, yes, we accept. They do it. But you're saying Yoruba carrying drug. We're not Igbo. We're not foolish. You know why the Igbo are not involved in Yahoo? Because they have never been to school. They can't sit in front of a computer and operate it. They are crude people. So they will carry drug. Now they are now putting this drug into Yoruba people's bag who are going to Saudi Arabia. See, this is how the Yoruba were arrested in Saudi Arabia. This is Igbo syndicate. They have the greatest beneficiary of the unity system. Do you think if you go back to regional government, Igbo will work in our airport? Igbo won't work in our airport if you go back to regional government. That is the truth. Igbo will never work in our police if we go back to regional government. Igbo will not work in our military if we go back to regional government. Our critical sector will not be in the hands of the Igbo if we go back to regional government. They will never sell drug. Igbo will not sell, they will never dispense drug in Yorubaland if we go back to regional government. These are critical sector that must be put in the hand of only Yoruba people. Look at what they are doing to our people in our airports. They are destroying lives. These guys are criminal. If we do not exterminate them in Yorubaland, they will continue to kill you. They will continue to kill you. Now let us look at the last audio.
Escape ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tó dangerous jù làwọn baggage handlers tó wà ní baggage ọ̀nsálẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin ti bag kan lẹ check-in ẹ ti fún wọn ní counter wọn ti fún yín ní claim tag ẹ ti gbàgbọ́ ní pass ẹ̀yin ti wọlé lọ ní báàgì yín ọmọ àsọ sísàlẹ̀ á lọ sàlẹ̀ tó ti máa lọ lórí ẹ̀sìn plane nísàlẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n á wá ṣí tó bá ti wá ṣí wọ́n wá gbé ẹrù sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé cocaine sínú ẹ̀ àbí tramadol or whatever tó wọ́n gbé sínú ẹ̀ so wọ́n á fún ẹni wọn lọ́hùn pé báàgì tá a gbé sínú ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yin ò dẹ̀ ní mọ̀ ìyẹn ni ò ṣe wẹ̀ mọ́ láyé tó bá ti mú yàn wọ́n á béèrè báàgì ọlọ́run ti kọ́ ló má mú wa kọ́ ló má yẹ kára rẹ̀ fẹsẹ̀ sí ni ṣe ti understand nítorí máa ń sọ òṣèjú fún jù ní àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò checking bag rárá ẹni tó ń lọ ọmọ láti ò checking bag rárá bag méjì a ò pe opportunity ó ní right láti checking bag méjì àwọn agbẹrù yẹn sórí ẹ̀ ṣe ti understand so ẹni tó ń bá fún ní báàgì rárá ní counter tí ò checking bag tó wá fún ní claim tag kó fura o kó kọ́kọ́ yẹ̀ wò àbí kẹ́ ẹ bá gbogbo wọn check ẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan kẹ́ bá wọn control ẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan bọ̀ èyí tó ṣèrò jù tí àti ìmọ̀ ń tá a fẹ́ ṣe sí tá a dẹ̀ ṣe ń complain òun ní tìsàlẹ̀ yẹn tó yẹ pé ẹ̀yin ti check báàgì yín fara yín lẹ̀ dẹ́rù yín láti ilé ẹ ti send báàgì gbàtí báàgì désàlẹ̀ olórí burúkú kan ṣí ó gbé drugs sínú ẹ̀ ó ti padà báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe fẹ́ mọ̀ so nítorí ẹ̀ kò dẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tó wúwo tó yàtọ̀ sí pé bóyá òkè wọn á lọ wo kéèjì tí mo check in wọn á wo kéèjì tó wà ń sáré wọn á wo pé discrepancy ó lè wà lórí scale so kọ́ ló máa ṣọ̀yàn ni ibi tá a máa ráṣọ sí ibi tá a máa ráṣọ sí kọ́ ló ń ṣọ wá ń bẹ̀ so one needs to very care ìgbà tí mo lọ sí hajj bí na pé mo ní experience ẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ mo ti experience a lot of things in this line of duty hand luggage lásán ni mo gbé lọ mo gbé laptop mi dání mo ń check ẹrù mi fún ara mi mo ń checking record mi fún ara mi bóyá àìṣe mọ̀ ààrẹ èèyàn tó gbé ẹrù sórí nítorí ìjọ tí mo ń lọ mi mọ̀ kí n máa lọ sí àjùgàn wá sí nítorí ní ìṣọ̀ṣẹ́ mi ìjọ tìgbà tí mo dé airport mi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá báàgì kan tí mo ṣẹ̀ ń di ẹrù tí mo fẹ́ gbé lọ nǹkan sáré di èmi ni mo ti iṣẹ́ ìgbẹ̀yìn ni mo tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ra mi lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo wọnú flight tán ni mo tilẹ̀kùn lọ sí àjì àwọn tí mo check nǹkan gbọ́n alárajì tí mo check àwọn ọmọ pàjọ́ ń lọ gan ni ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì ni mo wọ̀ lọ ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì wọn ní sàn so mo di ẹrù mi fún ara mi ni so hand luggage lásán dẹ̀ ni mo dẹ̀ rárá mọ́ bí tí mo gbé sí so kọ́ ló máa fi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ yàn ni ẹ ní láti orientate àwọn èèyàn yín olórí burúkú ni àwọn tó púpọ̀ náà àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ kí ni wọn ò dẹ̀ ń ro àtúbọ̀tán kọ́ ló máa fi iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa solúwọ́ lánàá mi lè kẹ́rẹ́.
Yeah, look, sorry. What we do, I'm an economist. You see, what we do is that we want to do findings. That's why, if you ask my deputy, I'm very difficult when we are having meetings as YF members. I'm very, very difficult. You don't give me valid research, I'm not going to accept it because so many young Yoruba have depended on us. We cannot live on propaganda. We're not Igbo. We're civilized. We're Yoruba, sophisticated, so rich. We should be proud people. I'm very concerned about Yoruba involving drug. Forget it. We don't do this nonsense. We do not. So it is the Igbo who are behind the drug cartel to Saudi Arabia and other different nations because of unity system. They are working in our airport. These guys don't want the end of unity system. If we go back to unity system, majority of Igbo will commit suicide. And if you do not stop these people, they will destroy Yorubaland. You know how many Yoruba are now in prison in Saudi Arabia who have gone there for Hajj, that the Igbo have planted drugs in their bags. They're suffering now. If we have Oduduwa Republic, we can negotiate their freedom. Who is going to negotiate that in Nigeria? They name Igbo Airport Akomu Igbo International Airport, named after an Igbo citizen. The one in Hausa Fulani land is named Aminu Kano International Airport, named after an Hausa Fulani citizen. They treated you and I, Yoruba, as slaves. They gave our own airport a foreigner's name. And they work there. They dictate, they control. By the time we spray these people with automatic gun, by the time we spray these people with chemical weapon, they will know that they will never try it to 100 million generation of Yorubas still coming after us. They will never try because we're going to kill these people. They are killing you. So when we ask for something from you, we want to do research. It is expensive. We are not making joke. Research is expensive. When we get our findings, we share it with the public so that you take necessary action. And our necessary action is to shut down Lagos. If we do not destroy Lagos, Yoruba nation will never be free. We will never be free. Igbo are the people responsible for the drug cartel that is going on in our airports. Igbo are naturally criminals, and criminal must be killed. Igbo are animals, believe you me. They are not Yoruba. They are not related to us. They were eating themselves by the time we civilized them with ordinary cassava stick. People who do not have kinship. You allow people with no culture to mix with you, they will destroy you. That's what they are doing to Yoruba girls. Just sleeping with them, just raping them. They just rape Yoruba girls. If we don't end this, you think the federal government is going to address this issue? Let us go back to regional government. All the Yoruba in prisons abroad unjustly will be brought home. Because we have a government that works. Unitary system does not pay the Yoruba nation. It pays the Hausa Fulani and the Igbo. You see, if Igbo will forever support Fulani to rule Nigeria because of one thing. They want the continuation of the unity system. But if you kill Igbo in Lagos, if we kill them, not just one, we kill like 500 in 1 minute. Bah! We kill them, they will run back to their space. There's nothing, nobody in the world will listen to them. They know they are criminals. You kill like 1,000 in 2 minutes. They will know that the game is changed. And that's how they are going to be killed. Because they are killing us, Yoruba. You know how many innocent Yoruba who are languishing in prison in Saudi Arabia? You know how many innocent Yoruba that has been killed in Saudi Arabia and across other countries for drug? When a Yoruba could sit in front of computer and do yahoo yahoo, he will never go and carry drug. He will never. We know the kind of crime the Yoruba are committing. It's not as if we don't have criminals in Yoruba. We want to deal with our Yoruba criminals. Our Yoruba armed robber will deal with them. Our Yoruba kidnappers will deal with them. Our boys involved in yahoo yahoo, we know why they are doing that. We want to deal with our own criminals in Yoruba. We don't want to deal with Igbo citizens who are perpetrating crimes in Yoruba. We want to kill them. We want to kill them. So we give you fact. We don't have to use propaganda. Igbo are involved in propaganda. Up till now, you can never see any news from Saudi Arabia that listed the name of those who are awaiting trial for drug. You can never see it. All the names Igbo are circulating is pure propaganda. The lady that was killed was innocent. She was innocent, the Yoruba lady that was killed. They are so continue to rest in peace. So, folks, I want to ask a fundamental question and quickly round up these things. Are we senseless in Yoruba land to allow all of these things to go on unabated? Are we senseless? Look at this. The United Kingdom, the country that created Nigeria, has 4 major ethnic groups: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The estimated population of these 4 ethnic groups of the UK in 2017, this is the estimated population. 55.62 million are living in England. UK has 4 ethnic groups: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. As of 2017, 55.6 million people live in England. 4.5 million people live in Scotland. You can see in England, 55.62 million. That's the highest. The next most populated ethnic group in UK is Scotland, with just only 5.4 million. Wales is 3.5 million people, and Northern Ireland is 1.8 million people. England is the highest, 55 million plus people, 55 million. Scotland is only 5.4 million. England is more than 50 million more than Scotland. You understand? Now, let us look at the UK nominal gross value added. We call it GVA for 2017. England's GVA made up of 84.8% of the UK GVA. The share of UK GVA for Scotland was 7.7% as at 2017. followed by Wales, 3.4%, and Northern Ireland, 1.7%. Guys, I hope you're getting it. If you look at the population of these 4 ethnic groups, England has 55.64 million people. Scotland had 5.4 million people. Wales is 3.1 million people, and Northern Ireland is 1.8 million people. So there is a difference between GDP and gross value added. It's different. But I'm using the gross value added because when I was doing the research, it is the figure for gross value added that I obtained from the Office of National Statistics of this country, UK. So for England, their DVA, like I said, is 84.8 million, 8%. For Scotland, it's only 7.7%, and for Wales, is 3.4%, and for Northern Ireland, is 2.1%, reflecting part their relative population. In addition, there is 1.7% that could not be allocated to any of these 4 ethnic regions. That could not be allocated. When we were doing the research, we realized that there's one outstanding 1.7% that could not be allocated. So you know the population. England has the highest population. It has the highest GVA. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So from the 2 parameters that I've used, population and gross value added, England has the highest population as well as the economic backbone of the UK. England is the highest in terms of population, and it is the economic power. If anything happens to England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, they will have problem. Because wherever the money is, that is where the power is. You get it? So because of these 2 parameters, population and GDP, in this case, I'm using GVA. Because of these 2 parameters, England always, 99.9% of the time, produce the Prime Minister of the UK. It has always been English people. It has always been them. They have more population and they are the economic backbone of the UK. So people who have these 2 factors, they are always in power. You cannot have one and not have the other. You must have the 2 to rule. That is the only reason why the English are always producing the Prime Minister of Great Britain. And that is not the only thing. They are not only producing the Prime Minister of Britain, the English. They produce the Chancellor of Esquire. They produce the First Secretary of State. They produce the leader of the House of Lords. They produce the leader of the Lord Previous Seal. They produce the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs. They produce the Lord Chancellor and Secretary of State for Justice and the Secretary of State for Defense are all English. All the power, all the political position in UK, it is English that are always occupying it, including the Home Secretary, even though this other man is there now. All the topmost political position in UK goes to the English. Then you see, these English are so stupid. They are politicians. They are fucking irresponsible, self-serving career politicians. Hopeless human being they are. They know that Fulani are minority. They know that Fulani are not the economic backbone in Nigeria. They support Fulani to rule over Yoruba. Tell these shit English politicians, tell them to allow Scottish to rule in Britain, to control all the posts. Scottish minority. Scottish is only 5.4 million people, when England is 55.6 million people. This horrible English, they will never accept Scottish to be prime minister. But they are so hopeless people, they allow Fulani to come and dominate Yoruba. That is why I said to you, they are not our friend. And we must deal with them in our own space. We cannot deal with them in their country. We will be foolish. You understand? There's so much they can do to me. They can ask me to leave their country. It's not a fucking big deal. I can't work as security guard. I can't drive their bus. I'm not shit hell people. Yeah, I'm a Yoruba citizen. We have money. We have wealth in Yorubaland. I will live a better, honorable life in Yorubaland than I'm currently living in England. Nobody will harass me if I go to Yorubaland where we're practicing regional government. I will live a good life because the Yoruba dream is for you to acquire education. The sky is not even your limit. You will go far. That is the Yoruba dream. America has their own dream. You have education, you are well educated, you move far. But I'm not moving far here. I can't attain my full human potential. So the challenge is, I'm challenging this irresponsible English politician. Why are they in power in Britain, ruling as prime minister, controlling all the topmost political positions, virtually everything? But none has been given to the Scottish. Why? It is because of the two variables that they control, the population and being the economic backbone. But these English who are controlling UK, who have not allowed the Scottish to control the politics, who have not allowed the Scottish to have any power because the Scottish are a minority. This horrible English self-serving career politician, they are supporting minority Fulani in Nigeria. How can you do that? Other than wicked. That's why I said to you, America, they are always fair people. English, they benefited from injustice. English are corny people. They are not Yoruba friend. And I'm hammering on this, I'm emphasizing it. They are our enemy. They are not our ally. We should not have relationship with them. We should not have relationship with English because they have pushed the Yoruba to the wall for far too long in their own country. So let us challenge them. Allow Scottish to be Prime Minister of Britain. Let them be ruling over the English. Are they going to accept it? They will not. They will not. The Scottish, the Welsh, and the Northern Irish have no reason whatsoever to complain about the fact that the English are dominating them politically. They cannot complain because the English is 55.64 million people as at 2017, when Scottish is only 5.4 million, when Wales is only 3.1 million, and when Northern Ireland is only 1.8 million. So if they go for election, the English will win. Aside the fact that the English will win, the English is the money power. It is the economic backbone. When you talk about Great Britain, we're talking about the English because they have the wealth. So that is why the Scottish don't talk. The Welsh don't talk. And the Northern Irish, they don't talk about the fact that English dominate them everywhere. Yoruba people are asked this question, are we senseless? Are we senseless? The population of Nigeria is projected to be 180 million. The population of Yoruba was put as 60.9 million as at mid-2017, which is about 27.7% of the overall Nigerian population of 180 million. The Yoruba have actually been around 25%. This finding is new. He's saying that the Yoruba is 27.7%. You know, when we push, you remember, folks, you must have forgotten. I used the CIA Word Fact book many months ago. I've always been quoting that book because Yoruba have always been shown there as 25%. Sometimes they show Yoruba as 21%. They show the combination of Hausa Fulani as 29%. Hausa is 20%, Fulani is 9%. When I started publicizing that website, the Nigerian Population Commission, they contacted the CIA Word Fact book and asked them to change it. They reduced Yoruba to around 16%. Because when we speak with fact. The Nigerian Population Commission contacted CIA Word Fact book and they do ridiculous. We show the timeline when the population of Yoruba was put at 21% and when it was reduced to 16%. Because the Fulani want to use that to fucking brainwash your brain. They are targeting Yoruba for destruction. But unfortunately, God has brought out our generation to kill. That's what we are here for. We are going to kill people. Whether you would like to hear the truth or not, you will see that will happen. My generation will kill a lot of people in Yorubaland. A lot of people. There will be a generation that will put an end to slavery. How can we allow our nation to be enslaved twice? First by the English and secondly by the Hausa Fulani and the Igbo. And we are not going to do anything. We're going to fight. So they are targeting us for destruction. Now the point is this. The Yoruba, we are the majority of the population of Nigeria. We are 25%. The latest research that we have just done shows that we are 27.7%. Hausa is just 20%. Fulani are just 9%. It is the combination of the two that makes them 29%. The two are distinct and separate ethnic nationality. Now, when you look at the economy, the Yoruba produces 49% of the total revenue of Nigeria. 49%. This revenue is coming from NNPC. It's coming from the Nigerian Custom. It's coming from Federal Inland Revenue Service. It's coming from CBN. It's coming from Nigerian Port Authority. It's coming from NIMASA. And it's coming from Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas. These 7 major sources of income of the federal government of Nigeria contribute more than 90% of the total revenue of the federal government. Yoruba, we are producing 49%. The people of South collectively produce 44%. 49 plus 44 is 93%. 2 regions out of 6 produce 93%. 93% of the total revenue of the federal government of Nigeria. The remaining 7% is coming from Hausa Fulani 2.5, Middle Belt 2%, Igbo 1.5, and Kanuri people 1%. We are the economic backbone. When you look at the gross domestic product of Nigeria, the size of Nigerian economy, Lagos State alone is producing 40% of Nigeria GDP. Ogun State produces 20% of Nigeria GDP. 40 plus 20 equals 60%. By the time you factor in what is coming from Kwara, what is coming from the Okun land of Kogi, what is coming from Osun, what is coming from Oyo, what is coming from Undo, what is coming from Ekiti, what is coming from part of Akoko Edo, what is coming from part of Ishekiri, we produce more than 80% of the gross domestic product of Nigeria. We Yoruba, like this irresponsible English, we are the economic backbone of Nigeria. We are the majority of the population of Nigeria. But you ask this stupid English who are supporting Fulani, why is it that in your country, you English, you are the majority of the population? You are the economic backbone of your country, but you rule. You are always the one producing prime minister. You are always the one occupying all the political posts. The Scottish people don't do that because they are a minority. The Welsh, they are minority. The Northern Ireland, they are minority. And they do not have the economic backbone. You English, you have the majority of the population. You are the economic backbone. You rule. But these fucking shit English politicians go and give their support to this barbaric Fulani who are minority. 9% Fulani. When we talk about the total revenue of Nigeria, the national income of Nigeria, the Fulani are producing 0. It is the combination of Hausa plus Fulani that produces 2.5%. When you separate them, Fulani contributes 0% to the total revenue of the federal government. Fulani contributes 0% to the gross domestic product of Nigeria, when Yoruba is contributing 80%. Look, why is that happening? Because the English are never fair people. They take advantage of injustice against people. They are very, very, very bad. And they don't like us, Yoruba. White America, I told you, they ended the feudal system being practiced by the English. That was what led to the American Civil War. American people are just people, the white Americans. They are very honest people. They are very fair. Look at the policy of President Trump. It's all about fairness. So if the Yoruba nation want to end this injustice, if we must end this feudal system, if we must end the minority Fulani ruling over us, we need the support of President Trump. But if you don't get the support of President Trump, you continue to waste away. You continue to travel abroad and do shit job, live miserable life. Me, a Yoruba citizen, well-educated, I do shit job in England. I live miserable life in England. Me that I should be working to shape the next generation of the Yoruba nation, wasting away. Several of us, that's what we do. We live miserable life abroad. Wretched life at home. We live miserable life abroad. Ordinary care job, we will be proud of it. With our knuckle burned down, everything will look haggard. We live in deprived area of London. We live shit life. The English are giving support to the Fulani, yet we do care job and take care of their disabled people. And the same people are working for Fulani to destroy you, yet we're doing shit job for them in their own country. What is the money there? If we go back to regional government, you and I will not be in England. Take it from me. You and I will not be in England because under regional government, you and I will get affordable housing. We will get security of lives and property. We will get free and qualitative healthcare, free and qualitative education, and job security. Why are we staying in England? Why do we want to go abroad? To Canada, to America? Because of these 5 things. Under unitary system, we will never get it. The best of our brain will continue to run away from Yorubaland. So Chinese prisoners will continue to go and sleep with your girls. And you are going to, do you think Chinese prisoners who are sleeping with your girls will marry them? No. They sleep with them, dump them, put disease on their body. You fucking Yoruba idiot who do not want to fight. You go and marry these girls at home and your life will be miserable. These girls are running after these Chinese because they are poor. Why are they poor? Because you boys, you have allowed foreigner Fulani to dominate your space. So your women can't do anything other than to sell their body. Stupid foreigners will come to Yorubaland who have never acquired university education. They will become expatriates. Why? Because of the fucking unitary system. They become expatriates. They do nonsense. So this is what we must say to the English who are supporting Fulani. You give up power to Scottish if you want minority to continue to rule over Yoruba. That's why the English are working behind to make Atiku president so that Atiku can rule from 2021 to 2029 to suppress you, Yoruba. And you sit around in England, you are scared to speak up. You are scared of the English. What are you doing in their country? Washing toilets, driving kabu, driving bus, doing cleaning job with all your tertiary education, with all your qualitative education, and you don't want to speak up. You don't want to speak up. You don't know what you have. You don't know the kind of wealth you have because you are illiterate. You have one single port called Apapa Wharf and another one called Tinker Port. Your 2 ports in Lagos alone, deep sea port that God Almighty has given you, that port is serving the middle belt of Nigeria. It's serving Hausa Fulani, northwest. That same port is serving Kanuri northeast. That same port you are having in Lagos is serving Niger Republic, another country. It's serving Chad Republic. It's serving Central African Republic. It's serving Mali. It is serving Burkina Faso. You don't know the greatness that God has given to you. Illiterates. I don't want to die. Fucking armed robber. Igbo will fucking come into your fucking home and fucking kill all of your people, your parents, your friends, everything. Are you not dying? I don't want to talk. They're going to kill me. Idiots. Oh, I live in England. I don't want English to deport me. English deports you when 27,000 fucking illiterate English are in Yorubaland doing your fucking best job. And if we deport them, is that not it for that? I'm scared. I'm scared. You don't want to be deported. Shit life that we live abroad. Our parents, our family, they live a wretched life in the midst of plenty. And you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight. I have my children abroad. So you idiots. What right have they got? So the challenge we are throwing to the English and responsible politician is it. Allow Scottish to rule you in your fucking country. Allow them. The fucking shit you are doing in Nigeria, we're going to fucking deal with you. Because your stupidity will have to end. We don't want to have a relationship with the English. Believe you me. They don't like us, Yoruba. Why would a civilized nation, England, would then be working with minority to suppress majority when they cannot accept that from the Scottish to suppress them in their home country? Scottish people are minority. As of 2017, 55.64 million people live in England when only 5.4 million people live in Scotland. Look at that discrepancy. It's huge. That is why the English are always producing the prime minister. Fulani don't have money. Fulani don't have population. And you conducted an election to the 2 major political parties produce 2 minority candidates. Where is that the case? Can it be possible for the Republican Party and the Democratic Party to produce 2 black candidates? Is it possible in this fucking Britain for Scottish to be the candidate for the Prime Minister of Conservative Party and Labour Party simultaneously? But you have Buhari and Atiku, minority, because they have the backing of the English. So folks, I tell you one thing. If you don't know how to lobby, you will forever live a terrible life. Believe me, your children will live worse life than we are living. Already Chinese prisoners are fucking our girls all over the place in Yorubaland, and you are going to say, I want to go and marry. I want to Chinese to fuck up. Obama Igbo ṣe ń bá àwọn Yorùbá girls. Poverty Igbo tó ń jalè. Tó kàn bá Yorùbá girls lára ìwọ́de ló jẹ́ Yorùbá á lọ gbé sílé. Àjẹkù ọmọ Igbo, àjẹkù Chinese, á lọ dà wọ́n sílé, á gbé disease yẹn lára. Ó di gbogbo wọn tó ń ṣe slave queen káàkiri. Wọ́n ti di Libra gba free body. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé wọ́n lo wà responsible? Ṣé obìnrin ní agbára ni? Ìlú wọ̀ lọkùnrin. Ìwọ kọ́ ló jẹ́ kó change everything. Kí lẹ̀rù ń bá gbogbo yín fún? O ò fẹ́ kú, Fúlàní ń pa yín. O ò fẹ́ kú, Igbo armed robber ń pa yín. Ìgbà wo lo ò ní kú? Ìgbà wo lo ò ní kú? So you see, guys, look, I've written about policy. Look, I have it here, but I can't discuss it with you anymore today because I'm tired. I've written policy on workers' rights and pay. I can't discuss it. I have policy on taxation. We have policy on education, policy on justice, very interesting aspect of justice. In that policy of justice, we're going to investigate for future generation of Yoruba. We're going to investigate those who are responsible for the assassination of MK Abiola under the justice, one of the policies that I wrote. We know MK Abiola was killed by Fulani, supported by the English and supported by the Democratic Party in America. That's why we have been saying to you, don't vote for Democratic Party. They don't like Yoruba. They don't like us. We must vote for the Republican Party. I have a policy on that. I have policy on health and social care. A very interesting policy. Transport and infrastructure. Constitution for the Yoruba nation. Environment, we have policy on that. Benefit, believe you me, our women, we just have to, because of you. Because we want to end this fucking prostitution. I've got daughters, my niece, my own children, who have no father would just want to, how can a woman be just jumping from one man to another? It's not good. So we're going to bring policy, benefit system. Benefit system is very housing benefit for anybody over 21 years old. We're going to do that. Unemployment benefits, we're going to support you. And we want to support our parents too, elderly people. We are going to pay them carer allowance. We want to support our parents. If you are 70 years old, it's the grace of God that you are alive. We'll give you money to go and employ somebody that is going to come and raise your leg, take you to the bathroom and do everything. So we don't want you to be suffering, our parents. So we're going to give carer allowance. It's a very fine policy. I've done all of these things. So when people abuse me, you don't know that I have a library, that I sit down and I work a lot. I do a lot of work. And I combine all of these things. Unfortunately, we run unity system. If we go back to regional government, we have brains in Yoruba now. Fucking fantastic people, intelligent people. So why can't we not end this unity system by force? And we just go on, build a better society for our children and hand it over to them. Why are we delaying things? Of written policy on diversity and the media. We're going to regulate the media. The diversity, for me, is talking about multiculturalism. We have policy on borrowing, how we can borrow money. We have policy on Yoruba in Benin Republic, Yoruba in Togo, Yoruba in Brazil, Yoruba in the diaspora. This is a beautiful policy, but I don't have time to discuss all of this with you. And I shouldn't really discuss this with you unless if I'm in a gathering of government officials. But I just want the youth to know that we are working. We are working. We have passion for this. This is what we are born to do. But we must fight. And we must fight. And I repeat, we must fight. If we don't fight, you believe you me, our children will become adults and they'll be doing this same nonsense. I consider it to be nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. It is what my parent generation should have done. They should never have accepted the suspension of the regional government. They should never have accepted it. It's so painful. It's so painful. What is going on to the Yoruba nation? 60 million people. When China is 1.4 billion, India is 1.3 billion. You know what it takes to get to 1 billion? 100 million in 100 places, I believe. If I'm not wrong. So you see, folks, if our generation will not fight, it will just be a wasted generation. It will just be a wasted generation. Igbo are responsible for our predicaments. They will never support a return to regional government. Look, they will never. If we start killing them in Yorubaland, they will run back home. They will go back to Igbo land. As long as they continue to have unrestricted access into Yorubaland, unregulated movement into Yorubaland, they will be killing you. Igbo that can go and get visa to be operating as armed robber abroad. Think about them coming into Yoruba space without visa. That is what is called unregulated. They move into your space anyhow. They fucking kill you on an industrial scale. Their fake drug is fucking destroying your life. Their fake drug. If we stop them by killing them because they have refused to go back, if we kill them, they will run back. We're going to get a return to regional government. Without stopping the Igbo from coming into our space, we won't get. You know, if we started killing the Igbo, you know, Fulani will use federal might to want to kill us. That is why we're adopting organized violence. Because Fulani have the weapon, they have the backing of the English. Our politicians will be talking to President Trump, and then we are going to be blowing up infrastructures. Fulani will not have a choice. They will now be pleading with Yoruba for a return to regional government. By that time, it will have been too late because people will have died. Nobody will die for regional government. It's the simplest of political system you can adopt in a multicultural Nigeria. That is what we adopted before independence. So when we start killing Igbo, we are not killing to get to the regional government. Ißo Off Republic, and we are going to kill them. So Igbo, I'm challenging you. Go to your international community. Go and tell them to come and arrest me. The international community will tell us why they have refused to intervene for 53 years. Simple thing, a return to the regional government as we all agree prior to independence. This is so, nobody will die over that. But because the Igbo are saying no, Fulani are saying no, and they want to continue to come into Yorubaland, and we also were saying no. So it's going to be two fighting. It is those who can kill them, kill more that will win. And we are going to kill them because it's our space. We will kill them with pleasure. We will kill them with happiness. Because for far too long, these two guys, they have undermined our greatness. I do not see any exceptional brain in an average English than myself. I have not come across such individual. An English with exceptional state of mind than me. No. They are ordinary folks. They use taxation to develop their space. 1 minute, please. So that's, sorry about that. They use taxation to develop England. We are collecting taxes. We're collecting taxes in Yorubaland. But why is things not moving up? Why are we poor? Because our taxes collected in Yorubaland is funding development in Hausa Fulani land. It's funding development in Igbo. That is why these two individuals are saying no to regional government. And we are going to kill them. Let them go to international community. Look at what happened in Sri Lanka. Over 300 people dead. Yeah, it will happen in Lagos. It will happen in Igbo-dominated area of Lagos. it will happen. We're going to kill you. If you don't want us to kill you, let us go back to regional government. So you come to my space, you respect my space. And I would like to repeat to Libra who are saying that, you live in England. Yes, I live in England. The English demanded that I must have visa before coming to their space. The English demanded that I must regularize my stay. The English don't treat me as human being first and foremost. If they do, they will not have asked me to go and get visa. When I come to England, I don't do the jobs that the English are doing who have the same qualification as myself. I do terrible jobs. The English who have the same qualification as myself with master's degree in economics, they do better job than I do. Because England is not my fucking father's land. You understand? And people say that, oh, you can vote and be voted for in England. It is because of slavery. Can I vote and be voted for in Bulgaria? Can I vote and be voted for in Poland? Can I vote and be voted for in Russia? Can I vote and be voted for in Japan? Can I vote and be voted for in China? No, because none of these people colonized Yorubaland. I can vote and be voted for in England because English colonial thugs came to Yorubaland in 1851 and fucking killed Yoruba people and colonized us. The English generation are struggling with that error up to today. And they have suffered enough. So the only reason why I can vote and be voted for in England is because of slavery and colonialism. The English colonized me. I can't go to any other country and lay claim to want to vote and be voted for. So Igbo cannot vote and be voted for in Yorubaland because we did not colonize them. Yoruba colonized one people, the Dahomey people. They are the only people who have that entitlement. And what did the Dahomey people do? They enlisted the support of superior English to fight the Yoruba. That was how they won their independence. Yeah, they fought us. We colonized Dahomey people. So they are the only people who can lay claim to say they want to vote and be voted for in Yoruba, and Igbo cannot vote. We had our own constitution under regional government. Our constitution was called Western Constitution of Nigeria. Constitution of Western Nigeria, rather. Constitution of Western Nigeria. In our constitution, if you are a foreigner, you cannot vote unless you can present 12 years tax clearance certificate and you have lived in Yorubaland for 15 years. But for me, as a Yoruba citizen, I can vote without tax clearance or without living in Yorubaland for 15 years because I am a bona fide Yoruba citizen. This is how society is being governed. But the Igbo suspended that system. They said they want to vote. We are going to kill you. Look, we've been saying this. People are watching us all across the world, and they are always asking one simple thing. So this is how Yoruba have been marginalized. This is how Yoruba have been colonized, suppressed in their own space. People will support us when we kill you, Igbo. We don't like you, Igbo. Forget about the propaganda coming. They are using the office of Oni of Ife to do shit propaganda on you. We are not the same. Look, I would rather kill you than kill Brazilian. Yeah, because Brazilians are Yoruba. I will fucking kill Igbo than go and kill anybody from Brazil or anybody from Cuba or anybody from Venezuela. They are Yoruba. You, Igbo, you are not Yoruba. Fucking blow up your brain. You are evil people. You are the problem of Nigeria. You are the people supporting Fulani. You are the one who destroyed the system. Fulani have tasted this feudal system and they don't want to give up power. They want to suppress the Yoruba. So you, Igbo, you are supporting them because that has always been your intention. So we're going to kill you. We will kill you. So leave our space. If you don't want us to kill you, let us go back to regional government. Igbo, you stay in your own space. We stay in our own space. We want to control our police. We want to control our military. We want to control our port. We want to control our immigration. We want to control our prison. We want to control our custom. We want to control our waterways. We want to control our education. We want to control our infrastructure. We want to control our tax revenue. Is that too much to ask? Igbo, God gave you your own space. Control everything in your space too. Stop supporting Fulani to suppress the Yoruba nation. So folks, if we do not kill Igbo, believe you me, what you are doing, our children will do the same nonsense. They will do the same nonsense. They will do the same nonsense. So I think we for today. Guys, you have to make donations for us. Who is this one? They've removed him. Sorry. Tell the Igbo to go back to their space and make it great. Can you please hit the like button because they are flagging us? Igbo, crazy people. Okay, guys. I think I should. Guys, I think I should head it now. So we now know that the Igbo syndicate operating in our airport are the people responsible for drug going to Saudi Arabia. No, Igbo cannot vote, sir. Igbo, you will not vote in Yorubaland. We are not doing moi. You want to come out to vote, we'll kill you with gun. Go to international community and say to them, what is the right that I have in England? Tell me the right that I have in England. Tell me that right that supersedes that of the English. Tell me. They don't know how to debate. That's one thing I don't like, because they are not well educated. Say, you live in England. There are 27,000 English who are living in Yoruba. There are no English living in Igbo land. I don't think they are up to 12. It doesn't. 27,000 English are living in Yoruba land. The English are not doing me anything exceptional to live in their country. They can chuck me out tomorrow. It is their space. We can decide to chuck out the 27,000 English in Yoruba land. So I laugh at Igbo when they say, oh, federal government should ban MTN. Go and destroy MTN in Igbo land. Stop talking about MTN in Yoruba land. Go and destroy MTN. Nobody lives in your space because you don't want to develop your space. You do not want to develop it. You are not industrious. If you are industrious, you will make your homeland great. You make your homeland great. You just want to continue to take our resources. It's just too much, folks. I'm now reading your comments and then you guys need to give us donations. You give us donations because the first time we were asking our member in Nigeria to make donation, we make public the account. Libra. I know it's not Igbo alone. Libra and Igbo reported that account. Today, I don't even know how much money that the federal government sees. Horrible people. We're doing research work. Look at what we did about this drug cartel. We have to find out. Simple. And we found out what was going on. It's research work. It's expensive. We're speaking the truth. It's expensive. We don't need Tinubu. We need the Young Yoruba to own the movement and we work within it. Look at our military bases in Lagos. Everything, about 25 different military bases in Lagos. Everything controlled by Fulani. When I'm doing miserable job in England with master's degree, if I'm the head of one of these military bases, I'll earn good salary, isn't it? Why don't you put Yoruba there? All these are boys that are doing yahoo. They can occupy those positions. They are well educated. But they take away our jobs. And we're doing miserable life abroad. Folks, if we don't fight, and then let me say to you, it is only a stupid general that opened too many war fronts. You must identify your real enemy. Our real enemy are not Fulani. That is what Fulani are so scared of the Yoruba. Our real enemy are not Fulani at all. Fulani are not our real enemy. Fulani are now thinking of dry ports. If we impress it on Fulani that capture the business in Niger Republic and Chad, Central African Republic, do business with Burkina Faso and Mali, they are going to support regional government at the end of the day. And Igbo will be fucked forever because Fulani will be able to clear their goods, build dry ports in their space so that businesses will come from Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger Republic, and Chad and patronize them. Because all of these people don't have ports. They rely on Lagos port. So we can help the Fulani. They pay us 50% or 70% of the custom duty. The 30%, the Nigeria Republic will pay them. And they make money and develop their space. We live in peace. You understand? Fulani are not our real enemy. Our real enemy is the Igbo. It is the Igbo that destroyed the system. Fulani tested it and they don't want to leave. And it's not that the Fulani don't want to leave. It is the Igbo who have always been voting there. Look at all the 11 federal elections we've had. Igbo have voted Fulani 9 times out of 11. They voted Jonathan 2 times. So it is not that Fulani get to that power on their own volition. The Igbo always give them back. So the Igbo are your enemy. So how do you deal with your enemy? You identify your enemy. Number one, Igbo. You kill them because they refuse to leave Yorubaland. They refuse to leave Yorubaland. They are doing crimes in Yorubaland and they don't vote for us to be president of Nigeria. So they are useless. So when we kill them, they will start pleading with us and say, we are going to vote for you. We're going to vote for you. We kill them and chase them out. They live in their space. They start killing themselves because they can't develop. We know them. They start killing themselves. When they start killing themselves, they'll start pleading with Yoruba that we will forever support your political interests. And we said to them, okay, in 2023, go and vote for Tinubu. Go and vote for Tinubu in your space. Don't come to Yoruba and vote for Tinubu in your space. If we get the information, we've done some research, and we realize that they are not going to vote for Tinubu, we put the fight with Fulani. Then we'll have the backing of America already. We put the fight with Fulani, we break up the country. We will win at the end of the day. Igbo are our number one enemy. They are the one voting Fulani. Look at the election that just went by. Look at the election. Buhari, with a Yoruba son, only won 2.6 million votes. 2.6 million. Atiku, with an Igbo citizen as his deputy, won 2 million votes in Yorubaland. Now, think about it. If Atiku had been Fayose, Buhari would have been defeated. If a non-Yoruba can gather 2 million votes against a candidate with a Yoruba citizen who won by only 600,000 votes, imagine Fayose. Fayose would have won the vote in Yorubaland. And if South voted for him, if the criminally minded Igbo voted for him, and Fayose get half of Middle Belt, Fayose will be our elected president. And it's a Yoruba. It's a proper Yoruba. It's unlike Obasanjo or this man. Tunde Bakare is not Yoruba. Don't make mistake, folks. Don't make mistake. It's not a Yoruba man. His father is from Sokoto. Tunde Bakare is from Sokoto. He's using his mother's name. And he said, as an idiot, because he abused Yoruba nation. He said, I am here for the Nigeria agenda. I am not here for Yoruba. He said that in 2014. Idiot. He came representing Yoruba slot from Ogun State. And he got there, I am not here for Yoruba agenda. I am here for Nigeria agenda. Fucking idiot. Who call himself a fucking idiot pastor. Pastor. Evangelical Christians in America, they are the conservative. They are the one protecting the interests of white America. He says he's Pentecostal. Idiot. He's not protecting the interests of Yoruba because his father is from fucking Sokoto. We don't want it. We don't want all these compromised Yoruba. We don't want them. And we will never get them. We will not. That is it. You're right, Mr. Phoenix. After Operation Python, Fulani killed them. They brought out Atiku. They said, Atiku is going to restructure Nigeria. Is Atiku going to restructure Nigeria? Atiku said in his presentation that he doesn't support state police. If I thought they are going to get state police, he will control arms and ammunition. What is the essence of state police when the state cannot control arms and ammunition? These guys just want to suppress you. They are not supporting restructuring. They brought out another fucking Abuki. Two Fulani minority, where the presidential candidate is Igbo. Believe you me, look, we do research. We've tested it. If we kill Igbo in Yorubaland, there'll be freedom. They will be crying. Look at what they are doing now. They are going to Oni of Ife palace. Hey, Yoruba, we are one. I told you if we kill them, they will change. They will start preaching love. Look at what we said during the election. They refuse to come out. These are people who claim to have guns. They refuse to come out during the governorship election. Come out, we fucking blow up their head. They will never vote. They wanted to be voting Libra into Yorubaland when we are trying to take back our space. They are bringing Libra. It is when you kill Igbo that they will sit up. When you kill them, that's when they will sit up. If you don't kill them, they will destroy your civilization. That is the intention of the Igbo, to destroy Yorubaland. In 2019, they are coming out with propaganda that they are from Ile-Ife. 2019, when Yoruba has been existing since time immemorial. Look at their propaganda. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Look at him, propagandists, first class. They just make money out of the miserable life of their people. I don't know their nature. Look at me. If I announce to people that I'm coming to Lagos, I can't pay my hotel bill, people will accommodate me because of what I've been able to do for the Yoruba nation. It's more than money. People have come to see me as a honest man, as a very honest man. Everybody knows that Nnamdi Kanu is a fucking propagandist. He's just making money. He's just making money. That's all he's concerned about. But that's not how. That's not the Yoruba nature. We're Omoluabi. Folks, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you, Princess Mo. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.